Easy credit building. When your money's good, you feel good. Chime, the #1 most loved banking app.
Along with producer Mike Trainer, John Moore, our director, Buck Martinez, JP Morosi, I'm Rich Waltz. This has been an amazing night here. A 1-1 tie into the 7th. Darnell Sweeney for Great Britain. Great Britain. A fledgling baseball program.
Oh, I like that word. Good use of fledgling baseball player.
Mexico, a country deep in baseball tradition, baseball talent. Adrian Gonzalez, Fernando Valenzuela, expected by many to get to the semifinals in Miami. Sweeney takes down low, and it's 2-1. Already Great Britain has taken down Colombia. That's a good team as well. Maybe losing to USA by a score of 6-2 wasn't a fluke. Fastball is up. Maybe USA wasn't flat in that game. Maybe it was the Brits.
They have certainly established themselves that they can compete in the World Baseball Classic.
And a leadoff walk here in the 7th. Darnell Sweeney, who's got wheels, is aboard. Jaden Rudd in the 8th spot. Anthony Seymour in the 9th spot. And then you got Adrian Gonzalez, Fernando Valenzuela. Adrian Gonzalez, Fernando Valenzuela. Expected by many to get to the semifinals in Miami. Sweeney takes down low, and it's 2-1. Already their spark plug. He's going to stick with him.
Yeah.
So it's lefty-lefty.
Talk about the strategy of this situation. I don't think they're going to ask Jaden Rudd to bunt in this situation. He walked his last time up. And Antoine Richardson, the bench coach for Drew Spencer, he's got a lot of experience, and Spencer has leaned heavily on that experience of his bench coach.
Well, remember, one of the big hits in the upset of Colombia came from Rudd against a lefty, and he fouls it at the plate.
Monday. Right past Gio Urshela down the left field line. A 2-run double. He hustles around the bases and ends up at with a double. And that would make it a 5-3 game at that point.
Sweeney from first, pitches in. Jaden Rudd hasn't even been able to play in single A yet. I mean, he's 20, and this is scheduled to be his first year of single A.
Yeah, he has played in the Florida Complex League for 2 seasons. He's just 20 years old.
One. That's .96, just off the black. Didn't register in the strike box, but a called strike by Corey Blazer. I'm not sure he is seeing stuff like that in
the Florida Complex League.
At the Complex League. Throw to first.
Well, you know what? There's a lot of young players, 17, 18, 19-year-old players, and a lot of Latin players from Dominican Republic, from Venezuela. And they've got big arms, too. They're just not advanced yet. But he's probably seen some pretty good velocity in that Complex League in Florida.
Snap throw. And had it been on the other side of Meneses, that might have been close. Jojo Romero, 4th round draft pick of the Phillies back in 2016. 3 big league seasons. Last year, Phillies and Cardinals in the major leagues. 1-2. High, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Rich, I can't tell you how impressed I have been with Harry Ford and Jaden Rudd, 2 20-year-olds, laying off borderline pitches in these pressurized situations. And we showed you the 2-run double he hit against Columbia. And how about Harry Ford? He's been on base all 3 times he's come to the plate tonight. A double and 2 walks.
Sweeney's at first. Lays off that pitch, and it's just off the plate. And the count now is full at 3-2. That's Ford on the rail. He's a ways away from getting up. Seymour's a switch hitter on deck. Young behind him, a switch hitter as well. Sweeney has not had a big lead at first. Not running. Ground ball up the middle. Aranda. Trejo's turn is in time. And Mexico gets the double play.
Well, you don't start the runner with the young lefty against the left-handed offering of Romero to guard against a strike him out, throw him out, but a bouncing ball. Aranda to Trejo, and they complete the double play. Trejo's got a cannon for an arm. Aranda gets the start at second. Trejo coming across the bag, fires a seed across the diamond and double up run.
So the 9-hitter, Anthony Seymour, with nobody on, 2 outs. A bolt into center field. That's a hit. Big turn. And with 2 outs, more speed at first, and now you get Young to the plate, who doubled his last time up.
Chavez Young in the 6th inning rips it down the right field line. Then he steals third base, and he would come in to score the tying run on the infield base hit. Since they have moved him into the leadoff spot, he's been the igniter for Great Britain. He plays with a lot of heart.
Snap throw. Out. Review coming.
You got to challenge it. You got to challenge it.
Well,
just take a shot.
And it's the 7th inning.
Yeah.
If you lose your challenge, once you get to the 8th, umpires can initiate reviews. So, yeah.
It's close over at first base, and Seymour says, I got back in there before the tag. I don't know if Meneses tagged him or not. He made a swipe tag. See if you can see contact here.
Oh, he's there. I think it looks like the hand is at the bag before the tag.
They certainly tagged him. No question about that.
But the call on the field is out. that we have, and they're going to call them out. And my guess would be call stands. That there wasn't enough to overturn. Disbelief from Seymour, and another small margin.
Are men. Oh, she can't do that. She's a girl. Women bring creativity, balance into a kitchen.
No one should go hungry. It's a human right to know where your next meal is coming from.
We're changing our community one bite at a time, and we're not done yet.
If you can see her,
You can
be her.
The word is out.
Shazam! It's showtime!
Hero.
Go fight for the world. I like that. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Rated PG-13. Friday.
Seems fine to me. Yeah. Exactly right.
Dad, how big is the ocean?
Let me call you back. That is a really good question. Tell me a joke.
Knock, knock.
You ready?
You've been endlessly searching for a new job, but it means you're missing out on everything else.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Create a free Indeed account and get back to the fun while employers search for you.
Affordable design. Endless possibilities. IKEA.
NASCAR Cup Series and Better Health 400 Sunday on Fox.
Jackie's debut with the 1947 Brooklyn Dodgers changed the
And he was used almost exclusively out of the pen. He made one start, and his ERA was 3.02. The fans of Mexico who have filled this city, who have filled the streets, who were so vocal when they dismantled USA, are here tonight, and they're loud. But you can feel kind of a tense nervousness here. I mean, Mexico was supposed to steamroll through here. This was a layup. Now, I heard people talking about this is going to be a run rule probably in the 5th or the 6th inning.
That's what they said about the Colombia-Great Britain game as well.
Amen. And the challenge for Great Britain now, keep it 1-1. And Thomas misses high. Let's check in with JP.
Rich, when you look at the standings of Pool C and the larger bracket, let's not forget that if Great Britain wins tonight, it sets in motion the possibility, and I stress possibility, that we could have 5 teams all ending up at 2-2, which of course means chaos and tiebreakers and a whole lot of fun with math tomorrow. But the point is that, of course, all this culminates on Tuesday, March the 21st, and Mexico is on the verge, certainly still, of making it there, but also living up to what's been a disappointing history for them in this event.
Good pitch and a little looper, and that's a big out to get. Murray there to squeeze it. Jaron Duran is out. 9-hitter Alexis Wilson is coming up. Well, you're right, JP, and as we look at tomorrow's games, everyone's pointing towards Mexico and Canada, including Mexico, and saying, hey, winner of that game is going to punch their ticket. Well, hold on, because Great Britain, as JP pointed out, would love to pull another stunner and throw it all into disarray.
And they would be 2-2. And then Mexico would go up against Canada. Canada's 2-1. Mexico, if they beat Canada tomorrow, they'd be 2-2. And who knows what's going to happen from here on out.
Of course, Colombia and USA tomorrow night. Swinging a foul. That off the home plate umpire's mask or helmet. Corey Blazer.
Corey Blazer does not wear a helmet under his mask, and that hit him right on the crown of his head. And quickly the trainer for Team Mexico is out to make sure he's okay. But watch the umpire, and this thing is right on the crown of his mask. And you know, some umpires do wear helmets, much like the catcher's batting helmet underneath, but not Corey Blazer, and he took a shot. And speaking from experience, that is a horrible feeling. It rocked him back on his heels, and it hit him right on the crown of his forehead. And sometimes if you take it flush on the mask, it will deflect off the side of the mask, and you won't feel the same impact. Wow, that's a tough one. And they set up in the slot, and they become vulnerable to those foul tips. Looks like he's going to be okay, but you can see he's got a baseball cap on.
And the slot is the area between the catcher and the hitter, and they set up over that inside shoulder of the catcher because it gives them the best view.
Of signs, but unless he was trying to decoy the hitter with the high target, but he was certainly late getting to that breaking ball.
Elijah Thomas to the plate. There's a drive down the line, gonna score a run. Trejo will score. Mexico 2-1.
But Wilson cashes him in.
Pitching change. 2-1 Mexico. Bottom 7.
I'm at the swing joint telling people that Geico has been offering savings for over 85 years. That's longer than the buffalo wing's been around.
Dozen wings.
And did you know that Geico offers motorcycle insurance? Oh, my lips are burning. No, my lips are actually burning.
Geico. Over 85 years of savings and service. See how much you could save at geico.com.
It's too hot. This is too hot, mate.
Oh, my goodness.
Upgrade your afternoons the right way.
It's a huge upgrade.
With First Things First. Jump into the chat with Nick.
Now that's the best take.
Drew.
They need a win.
And Kevin.
It's because I can predict the future.
As they serve up the freshest takes.
LeBron, Mahomes, Steph Curry, Dak Prescott. He's out of there.
Every afternoon.
And I love it.
First Things First.
Yes, that's a mic drop.
Weekdays on FS1.
Fox Tomorrow
thumbs up.
Is brought to you by the letter M.
The Masked Singer!
Sesame Street on an all-new Masked Singer, tomorrow on Fox.
This is the night of the underdog story, certainly for Great Britain and for Mexico as well. Alexis Wilson, the 9th batter tonight, is the backup catcher on this team. But he's only on the active roster because Alejandro Kirk is not playing. He was supposed to be the bullpen catcher on this team, activated, and tonight, the hero.
And it just gets crazier. Daniel Cooper, the pitcher, and he misses outside to a dangerous, dangerous hitter, Randy Arozarena. Wilson, the runner at first, a run across, and a 2-1 lead for Mexico. Pitches in. Now Ford has caught Cooper, but there's no way, Buck, I mean physically, that Harry Ford, the 20-year-old catcher, has been able to work with every one of these pitchers and know what they throw exactly and know what that stuff does. And maybe that was part of the Tanaj Thomas pitch that got by him.
The wild pitch that moved the runner Trejo to second into scoring position.
Breaking ball and a strike. Arozarena has hit the ball hard this whole tournament. Actually, I feel comfortable saying Arozarena has hit the ball hard his whole life.
I'll go with that.
That's a strike.
Well, Cooper is throwing it slow and slower. 79-mile-an-hour curveball and an 83-mile-an-hour sinker. And we have talked about Arozarena and his like of the fastball.
2-2. Got him! Oh, man. Cooper out of the bullpen.
Well, what a nice sequence of pitches. He threw him a slow curveball. Then that last pitch, watch the pitch. It's a two-seam fastball with a little bit of run, but it's only 84 miles an hour. But because it was in such a good spot, he ties up Arozarena, who strikes out for a second time tonight. Arozarena is 0 for 3 with a walk.
That's a strike. Daniel Cooper is so old that he was drafted by the Expos. He's 36. 36. Newport Beach. Verdugo rolls it to first. Ward has it and steps on the bag. Damage limited to 1 run, but it's a big one. On to the 8th we go. Mexico 2. Great Britain 1.
I'm so glad we did this.
I'm so glad we did this.
I'm so glad we did this.
I'm so glad we did it!
I'm so
glad we did this.
Life is for living. Let's partner for all of it.
I'm so glad we did this.
Edward Jones.
AG1 is so much more than a greens powder. In one single scoop, it delivers daily multivitamins, pre and probiotics, stress adaptogens, and yes, greens. Start your journey at athleticgreens.com.
We always believed the welcoming spirit was a small town thing. Turns out, we were wrong. Wherever Jim Beam is welcome, you'll be welcome too.
One shake and cats come running.
Now matches.
So be careful what you shake.
Run away!
temptations cat treats. All it takes is a shake.
This isn't Charmin. No wonder I don't feel as clean.
Here's Charmin Ultra Strong.
Ah, my bottom's been saved.
With its diamond weave texture, Charmin Ultra Strong cleans better with fewer sheets and less effort. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Yo empecé a jugar aquí en Magdalena cuando tenía 6 años.
Aquí en Magdalena está chiquito, lo único que hacíamos era jugar béisbol todos los días.
Dos jugadores hermanos de Magdalena en Grandes Ligas pone el nombre de la ciudad en un nivel muy alto.
Para mí, Clásico es lo mejor que pueda pasar porque se junta lo mejor de cada país.
Todas las oportunidades que pueda representar a México, ahí voy a estar.
Top of the 8th, Mexico has taken a 2-1 lead, but going back to the top of the 7th with 2 outs and a man at first. Anthony Seymour gets picked off, and this is significant because the batter was Chavez Young at the plate, who had doubled in his previous at-bat. And now Chavez Young is going to turn around, and they have made a defensive change here as they have brought in a pitcher, Jesus Cruz, and a center fielder, Alex Thomas.
Gets Cooper some hugs, getting out of that inning. Thomas in center field is the Diamondbacks center fielder, and a really good young one, and he can go gap to gap. That's an upgrade out there in center field. Top of the order, Chavez Young fouls it back.
He's been in the middle of everything, hasn't he? He got a leadoff double in the 6th, stole third base, and scored on the infield hit to tie the game at 1-1. Then he made a terrific throw to throw out Jonathan Aranda from right field, nailed him at second base.
Sharp breaking ball, and that's a strike. Jesus Cruz is a big league pitcher. 2 years in the big leagues, 2020 and last year. Signed a minor league deal with the Phillies in the offseason. Up and in, 1-2. Great Britain would just love to get a runner on and get Harry Ford to the plate. Ford, who's hit 2 home runs in the Classic, has doubled and walked twice. Mexico has pitched him carefully. Ground ball. It's Meneses gets the out. Trace Thompson now, the center fielder.
You mentioned Cruz pitching in the big leagues, but very limited big league experience. A total of 8 games over 2 different seasons. 2020 with the Cardinals, he got into 1 game and pitched 1 inning. And then 2022 with the Braves, also just 7 innings. And he hasn't had a whole lot of success, nor a lot of big league experience, but he has pitched in the majors.
Thompson, off-speed pitch and a strike.
He's had a rough night. 3 strikeouts, all swinging.
Two of those strikeouts were against Taijuan Walker, who struck out 8 in just 4 innings.
Yeah, he was his 8th strikeout victim in the 4th. And Taijuan Walker, boy, he was rock solid. He only gave up a hit to Harry Ford. That was a double in the 2nd. They couldn't do anything with it.
Tried to get the corner and did not get it. 94 off the outside of the plate.
Good movement on that pitch, just a couple inches outside.
Thompson swings and misses. His home run came in his very first at bat against USA. Two-two. Got him. Down goes Thompson. And Jesus Cruz looks sharp.
Thompson with the golden sombrero against Mexico. 4 strikeout night, all swinging. And that fastball just tied him up. He couldn't get the head out. They pitched him tough all night. Obviously, he's the one legitimate major league hitter, 6 years in the big leagues, but he's got the golden sombrero.
That's a big sombrero. That's a Harry Carey sombrero. Nick Ward. Big shift for him. And Cruz throws a strike. 3 for 12 in the World Baseball Classic. And a big shift. And it's fouled back. Let's check in with JP Morosi.
Oh, just an extraordinary sight in the Great Britain dugout. Daniel Cooper sitting down, reflecting. Remember, Rich, he has not pitched for an organized team in American professional baseball since 2011. He works for a startup in California. Every time he walks off a mound, it could be his last. He's the co-captain of this team, and you can tell how much he is invested in showing they belong right here.
0-2 is up, and I hope he closed the deal. Remember, he had a client in town and got that client tickets earlier in the tournament. But man, if this is the end, what a game. What a night. 1-2. That's up.
We have seen a couple of those situations in this classic. Adam Lowen, the lefty from British Columbia, had a strikeout, maybe the final batter he has faced. Ernie Witt took him out, let him enjoy that, and he took a nice slow walk to the bench.
That is high. And so from 0-2 to 3-2, and Harry Ford is on deck. And Benji Heel is saying to himself, why in the world are we throwing strikes? They don't want Ford in that batter's box this inning. Three-two. High pop-up. Wilson over just for a look.
Now Sanders, the pitching coach, manager Benji Gill, talking about, man, I hope they get this guy out. I don't want to see that kid up there again.
Great Britain down a run in the 8th. Three and two. Nick Ward. And he stays alive. This is a good at bat from 0-2. Now he's battling.
Now he's 0 for 3, called out on strikes in the first inning. Great Britain has a run on 4 hits. One thing they have done, they've drawn some walks. Chavez Young has doubled and scored, picked up another stolen base. He now has 5 in this Pool C play.
Another 3-2. Got him. Struck him out. Jesus Cruz and Mexico. 3 outs away. They got Giovanni Gallegos in the bullpen warming up for the ninth. Two-one, Mexico in the World Baseball Classic.
The World Baseball Classic. Tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern on FS1.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Is a new title really necessary?
Sir, after bestowing the gift of renting ease to millions, a bump is in order.
Okay, let's see. Oh, hey, what's this?
Lord of the Lease.
I'm not a hat person.
Yeah, no. Emperor of Renters.
That's funny, no.
Rentar the Trusted.
I don't like it.
Oh, okay. Master of the Rental Sphere.
Wow. Oh, is it too much? Apartments.com, a place to find a place.
To all the Chevy Silverado owners out there, the adventurers and the doers, to everyone who works hard and plays hard. Whether it's your first Silverado or your 10th. Thank you for making Chevy Silverado the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup.
All right, everybody, it's 2 of any of these for just $6.
Can you get a Dave single with a 10-piece nug?
Yep.
How about 2 Dave singles for $6? And that's class.
Sit down, Toby.
Sorry.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's 2 for $6. When the best baseball players in the world go head-to-head, their fans cheer harder, pushing them to play harder. In the tournament, it simply goes harder.
Well, this was quite a scene. This is against USA. Joey Meneses had already homered early in the game, a 2-run homer. This 3-run shot cracked it open and just absolutely ignited the crowd. 48,000 here. It was quite a scene. And Mexico romped over USA. Andre Scrub into the ball game for Great Britain.
Scrub making his second appearance. You can see he pitched on Sunday against Canada, went an inning and a third, gave up 2 runs on 2 hits. And he's got the meat of the order. Meneses, Tellez, and Paredes.
Meneses is 1 for 3. And Scrub misses outside. Yeah, these are the 3 of the more dangerous bats in the middle of the lineup. The hard part about facing Mexico is the first 2 bats as well before you get into these guys. Arozarena, the leadoff hitter, and Verdugo, the 2 spot. .6'3", 240 is Meneses. End of the bat. That may be a tough play, and it falls.
A good call, Rich. It indeed was off the end of the bat. And center fielder Trace Thompson saw the big swing, and in his initial step was back. And that proved to be costly as that ball drops in front of him. Center fielder goes back a couple of steps, and then he can't recover in time, and it drops in front of him. But that's a tough play. You see the big swing of a powerful hitter like Meneses. He hits it off the end of the bat, and it drops in front of the center fielder.
Mexico has a powerful lineup. Tonight they have just 2 runs on 7 hits. It's enough right now for a 2-1 lead. This guy has blistered the ball 3 times. The pride of Elk Grove High School.
Rowdy Tellez hit a couple of ropes. Tellez doubled to deep center field in the 3rd. He lined out to first in the 1st inning and lined out in the 6th.
Scrub misses away. Does Great Britain have enough pitching to keep it at 2-1? And that was a question coming into this. Do they have enough starting pitching? Do they have enough bullpen? Good sharp break there. 1-2.
Andre Scrubb has spent some time with the Houston Astros in 20 and in 2021, a total of 38 games in his career.
Tellez off the end of the bat, and with the shift, had it been fair, that actually might have spun its way down the line and been extra bases.
Now Scrubb is throwing that slow breaking ball to Tellez. Tellez has been on everything he's offered at tonight.
Great.
Last two breaking balls have been in the low 80s.
Meneses still at first. 1-2 coming. And Tellez takes it. It's a good take. Great Britain in the ninth will have Harry Ford, B.J. Murray, and Deshaun Knowles scheduled. That's 4, 5, 6. And of course, Ford, probably the most dangerous guy in that group. Tellez fouls it back. And remember, Mexico has a terrific closer, Giovanni Gallegos, who's been in 4 postseasons with the Cardinals.
Gallegos has just pitched 1 inning in this game, and that was the 9th inning against Colombia in their first game. Gave up a single, got a double play, and a strikeout.
Two. Tellez in the air, left center. Thompson tracking, makes the catch. Tagging and holding is Meneses at first. There's a good battle there between Tellez and Andre Scrubb.
Yeah, Scrubb threw him a lot of slow curveballs and just really messed with the timing. And I don't argue with that approach at all after what Tellez had done earlier in his previous at bat. He was on every fast pitch he saw and hit some liners.
Isaac Paredes, 1 for 3 here, 3 for 12. This is game number 3 for Mexico. Would they have enough pitching? Probably not. Is their defense good enough? Probably not. Do they have a chance? Probably not. Those were all answers to the questions about Great Britain.
Yep.
Are they just happy to be here? Everyone thought so, but they didn't think that way when they took down Colombia. And they hung in there with a star-studded USA team and lost 6-2.
Yeah, they have really represented themselves very well. They had 8 hits against USA while giving up just 9.
1-1. He went around. 1-2.
And we have mentioned this throughout this ball game. Great Britain has gotten better and better with each game in this pool. More confident, more relaxed, both at the plate and in the field.
Pulled foul by Isaac Paredes. Hermosillo, Mexico, 24-year-old. He's got a bright future. Last year with the Rays, 20 homers in 111 games. It's the most career games he's had in the big leagues.
We have seen him make some terrific plays in the field at third base.
Another 1-2. Give Scrubb credit here. I mean, Tellez fought off some pitches, some good pitches. And yet Scrubb kept pouring in strikes. Another foul ball, J.P. Morosi.
Rich, I spoke earlier today with Vinny Castilla about Paredes, and he said, Vinny did, how impressed he has been with how Isaac has worked on his defense. His first step is very quick, and as we've already seen, plenty of power in Paredes' bat.
He's in a pretty good spot to pick up some tips from Vinny Castilla, who is a terrific third baseman in his playing day.
A couple of Blake Street Bombers are coaches in this classic.
Larry Walker, first base coach for Canada, and Vinny Castilla, the bench coach, former manager of Team Mexico in the WBC.
We could probably fly Dante Bichette in by the time tomorrow's games finish. 1-2 pitch, and it squirts by Ford. And Meneses is in scoring position. Of course, that was part of Mexico's run in the 7th.
After a wild pitch in the 7th, with Trejo at first, moved him into scoring position, and that's just bad technique right there by Ford. Tried to glove it. You got to plug up the 5-hole. And that takes Team Mexico out of a double play situation. That wild pitch back in the 7th was thrown by Thomas. Come into the game, he walked the first batter with Trejo at first. He threw one back to the backstop, and Trejo would eventually score on the Alex Wilson RBI single.
An add-on run is out there in scoring position for Mexico. Andre Scrub ready, and is 1-2.
Scrub has thrown a steady diet of slow curveballs. He has thrown a 79-mile-an-hour curveball to Paredes in this at-bat. He's also thrown a cutter at 93. So he's got a wide gap in velocity, but he's got more confidence in his slow curveball than he does in that cutter.
Another 2-2. Ooh, that did not miss by much at 95. And again, Scrub, when Tellez fought off pitches, kept getting quality pitches in the zone. Paredes has done an excellent job of getting this count to 3-2. Aranda, the lefty, is on deck. Ground ball to third and foul.
Well, he continues to flip that curveball up there. You mentioned 95 with that cutter, and he just missed with it. I don't know if I would go back to the cutter now. You see the pitch sequences. He's thrown more curveballs than cutters in this situation, but that cutter at 95 was the 8th pitch of this at bat.
Another 3-2. Meneses at second. 1 out. Bouncer to short. Sweeney, and the throw is on the mark, and that's not been the case with a lot of balls. And so a 6-3 in the books, a big out to get. And here comes Aranda, the second baseman, who's 1 for 3.
Now, this is an interesting situation here. Aranda, a left-handed hitter, got a base open. Alan Trejo, a right-handed hitter, is on deck, and they wouldn't pinch hit for Trejo in this situation. He's their shortstop and a very good fielder. So there's a conversation on the bench now. Should we go after this guy? And they are.
He goes after him with 92 and splits the plate. Mexico a run in the second, and you just kept thinking more would come, and it never did. Great Britain got a run in the 6th to tie it. Mexico in the bottom of the 7th got a run there. A roller, Seymour sets, throws, got the out. That's a heck of a job by Andre Scrub through a difficult part of a good Mexico lineup. Great Britain is down to their last 3 outs and down a run. Harry Ford, 2 homers in the Classic, leads it off.
When I started my new kombucha business, I thought there would be a lot more kombucha and a lot less business. As a new small business owner, I've learned that trying to be the cool boss is a lot harder when you're actually the stressed boss.
I know everything about my new furniture business. Well, everything except the whole business part.
Not anymore. With QuickBooks, you can confidently manage your business. New business, no problem.
Yeah.
Success starts with Intuit QuickBooks.
Introducing Astapro Allergy. Now available without a prescription. Astapro is the first and only 24-hour steroid-free spray. While Flonase takes hours, Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. So you can Astapro and go.
Oh my goodness!
You got me.
Tag. You're it.
Imagine a world with no drama. With 4imprint, you don't have to chase down the perfect promotional products. Exclusive apparel, bags, drinkware, and more. 4imprint will help you capture the moment and guarantee to deliver your order on time and on budget. Take the drama out of ordering promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Some things are better left to a professional.
In hindsight, probably shouldn't have tried to remove my own appendix.
Like when it comes to finding financial advisors.
What was I thinking?
So leave it to Smart Asset to find them for you. Take the free quiz at smartasset.com. Then you'll be matched with up to 3 vetted fiduciary financial advisors. To get started, take the Advisor Match quiz now at smartasset.com.
I was this close. This close.
It's time for MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run. Give the kids in your community a chance to compete by hosting a local competition. Sign up for free at pitchhitrun.com.
To win the winnable games has been a challenge for Team Mexico throughout their WBC history. That was the case 6 years ago in Guadalajara against Team Italy when just recording an out in the 9th inning would have been enough to secure a spot in the tiebreaker and eventually, potentially, into the next round. That's the history that Team Mexico must now overcome, protecting a 1-run lead in the 9th inning here tonight.
Thank you, JP. They do hand it over to a very good Major League reliever, a back of the bullpen guy with the Cardinals, Giovanni Gallego.
14 saves in each of his last 2 seasons. Last year he was 14 for 20. He threw 10 pitches in Game 1 for Team Mexico, 9 of which were strikes.
Jose Cardona is in right field for Mexico. They've pitched carefully to Ford, 2 walks and a double. And a fastball nearly takes the arm off of Alexis Wilson. You know, a ball gets by Ford, and we look and say, his technique wasn't great, and it wasn't. You keep forgetting the kid's 20. He plays with such composure. He's not overmatched. He's handled the pitchers well. He's handled the pressure exceedingly well.
Yeah, he has really shown a lot of leadership skills during the course of these 4 games. Cardona, good defender, is in right field for Alex Verdugo.
Ford chases a fastball. Another defensive note. Luis Urias is now at second base for Mexico. So they put their best defenders out there. They put Thomas in center an inning ago. Urias now at second. Cardona in right. And Gallegos is out in front of Harry Ford. And Ford catches up to that one and fouls it back.
Boy, you've made a great point about Harry Ford. He has looked so advanced. I mean, he's a minor league player. He's the top prospect in Seattle's system. And he has been so impressive throughout the course of these 4 games. You forget that he's 20 years old, just learning his craft. If you combine what he did during the qualifier in Regensburg, Germany, he's gone 8 for 22 coming into this game.
Another 1-2. Got him. Ford goes down. Giovanni Gallegos. 2 outs to get.
Take a look at the pitch sequence. Gallegos coming into the game, humps up in a fastball, misses badly, but then he finds the zone with 93. Upstairs again, he gets forward to chase. He fouls off his top of the zone, and then a wicked hard breaking ball of 87, and Ford couldn't connect.
B.J. Murray grounds one to the right side. And that's Urias, good defender, defensive replacement. And now Mexico is an out away, and this pro-Mexico crowd comes to their feet. No matter what happens here tonight, it's been an amazing performance by Great Britain. And you got to believe that Canada is watching, because Great Britain has forced Benji Heel to use his best arms down the stretch. Canada and Mexico play at noon tomorrow.
They've used 5 relievers in the course of 9 innings.
Alex Crosby will pinch hit. And fouls it back. Crosby, the co-captain. He's the one that clinched that qualifier in Regensburg with a walk-off sacrifice fly. They need more than that here. Out of Vacaville, California. He's behind in the count to a big league closer at 0-2. In the air, Arozarena. Mexico survives. They are 2-1. And if they beat Canada tomorrow, they are headed to Miami. And Great Britain, my goodness.
What a terrific ball game once again. Daniel Cooper got 2 big outs in the 7th. Mexico pushed as hard as anyone has pushed them. And it was Great Britain. Mexico 2 runs on 7 hits. And how about the 2 RBIs by the number 9 hitter, Alexis Wilson, the catcher?
Well, the bullpen catcher, until Alejandro Kirk had to withdraw from the tournament a couple weeks before we all arrived here in Phoenix. Good thing they had a good bullpen catcher, Buck.
How about the manager pulling his number and starting Alexis Wilson? 2 for 3 with both RBIs. What a night for the catcher. And what a night for Great Britain. They have a push Mexico after Taiwan Walker dominated them for 4 innings. They hung in there. Drew Spencer, the manager, should be very proud, and I'm sure he is, of what his team gave him during the course of these 4 games.
And as JP discussed during the course of the game, they have a very good chance of finishing 4th. And with that comes a return engagement to the World Baseball Classic, and more funding and more publicity.
And that would be determined by USA Colombia's game tomorrow night.
That's a big sigh of relief from Mexico. There's your Pool C standings. Remember, Mexico holds the tiebreak of head-to-head against the United States. Canada and Mexico tomorrow at noon. Colombia and USA at 7 o'clock.
Drew Spencer's doing a lot of good work here after this ball game, talking to all of his players. Andre Scrub did a great job with a terrific inning in the 8th, and he's gone man to man to his team saying, gentlemen, you represented us very well, and thank you for the effort.